Ian ravaged Florida. A lot of people were concerned about Carol Baskin and her big cats just outside Tampa. They had battened down the hatches. So how did they come through the storm? Carol's going to be with us at the sanctuary when we come back. Well, Florida is really going through it now, and there are people down there are going to be going through it for a while. Depending on where you were in Florida last night, the storm was absolutely devastating or mildly
intrusive.
Yeah, but certain parts of the state,
they just got hammered.
Absolutely hammered. And, you know, a lot heading into as Hurricane Ian was coming ashore, a lot of people were concerned about Carol Baskin's big cat rescue, which is outside Tampa. Look, ever since Tiger King have really fallen in love with the animals that she has there and the work that they do there. So they were concerned as to what was going to happen there. Well, it turns out, luckily, last I heard, all the cats are okay. But joining us right now to talk about how they prepared for this and how they weathered the storm is Carol Baskin. Carol, welcome back to TMZ Live. How are you doing?
Hey, Carol.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Kali just chuffed her hello to you.
Oh, we just missed it.
I got to ask you, Carol, I just out of the gate, you know, I heard all of the officials in Florida saying, run for cover, get out. You couldn't get out
really
because you have all these huge animals. So what did you do? I mean, how did you prepare for this?
Well, we prepare year-round for this because it is the greatest threat that we face here in Florida, are hurricanes and the tornadoes that spin off of them. Those are even more dangerous because they come out of nowhere. So we have a protocol that if the winds are over 30 miles an hour, the cats are brought out of their open air section cages like that into these smaller roofed sections so that if a tree goes down, the cat's not going to just use it as a ramp to get out. But we can't go into a hotel with 50 big cats.
Right.
Yeah. So were you actually at the sanctuary last night as the storm was coming through?
My husband just had back surgery, so we were in the hotel right outside the front gate. And then my daughter and about a dozen of our volunteers and staff all camped out in our gift shop, which was secured with hurricane shutters, and everybody brought in their mattresses and they camped out watching the Weather Channel. And then every few hours they went out to check on the cats to make sure everybody was where they were supposed to be. And then this morning at 7 o'clock, I went with them on another round where we made sure all of the cats were where they were supposed to be, the little ones as well.
How intense was the storm there? And, you know, how did the cats weather it? Because I would think they'd get freaked out.
You know, the little cats usually go into their dens. The bigger cats, the tigers, they don't mind the wind and rain. They come from areas where that's normal. And they have these dens. I don't know if you can see it back in the background, but they're 8 feet by 12 feet inside that they can go in. That's 4 inches of concrete reinforced with rebar. Or if we were to have a surge here that came and brought in, you know, 6 or 8 feet of water, they can get up on top of those dens to ride that out.
Wow, so you guys really are prepared there. You know, we have in earthquake country, depending on who you talk to, they think animals, oh, they can sense when it's about to happen. As a hurricane's coming in, do the animals, do they act differently? Is there anything you see from them that they can tell that there's trouble coming?
Yeah, I've noticed in the past that a lot of times they know a couple days out that it's coming. And so it seems like they really pack on the food. They eat as much as they can because I think nature is telling them that it's going to be bad hunting for a few days. And they're much more like this. Like this time of day, it's 1, 2 o'clock. She would be sound asleep and sleeping the entire afternoon. And yet they're all awake because I think they still recognize there's this low pressure in the area.
Huh. You know, I'm looking at the trees and it doesn't look like any went down, at least directly around you. Did you dodge the bullet or did you guys get hammered as well?
When I say I dodged another bullet, it carries a little bit different connotation.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, fair point. You know what I mean.
But yeah, you're right. We've been very fortunate. And one of the things, if you can see back there, there's this huge grandfather oak, and it's inside the cage with the tiger, but the roof goes up to the tree. And I think that has really helped us save our trees over the years when we have had these super high winds, because the tree is anchored down by the cage and the cage is anchored down by the tree. So it's kind of a symbiotic relationship that's worked really well for us.
Wow. By the way, did this one feel more intense. We're going to be seeing more of these storms this size hitting the U.S. Did it feel scarier?
It did. It was different from Irma. Irma was the other really close call that we had, I think, in 2017. But this one was just so much bigger, and seeing that come on radar just scared us half to death. And the power behind it, I understand it's one of the 5th most powerful hurricanes ever.
Yep.
And it made me so angry that Congress has not passed the Big Cat Public Safety Act, because this community should not have to worry about whether or not I'm going to be able to keep the tigers in their cages. There shouldn't be tigers in cages. And there's only one senator holding it up right now. That's Senator Langford out of Oklahoma. And you would think that he would have more reason than most to get this bill passed. So we're really hoping that he will lift his hold on the Big Cat Public Safety Act and it will pass, and there won't be more big apex predators like Kali born into life in cages.
We are happy that you're okay, that the animals are fine. Thank you for the time. Really appreciate it, Carol.
Thank you so much.
God, these animals are so beautiful.
Beautiful. Great work that they do.
Okay, we are taking a break.
All right.